Welcome back everyone to your favorite movie review channel, Man Cinema Reviews. Back at it again with another review. This time it's for A Quiet Place, Day 1. But before we get to that review, go ahead, do what you do best. And that is to press like, subscribe, and continue to press that notification bell to notify you of any and all reviews to this channel. As always, thank you very much for choosing Man Cinema Reviews. Let's go. A Quiet Place Day 1 is a prequel to the highly successful A Quiet Place series. When New York City comes under attack from an alien invasion, a woman and other survivors try to find a way to safety. They soon learn that they must remain absolutely silent as the mysterious creatures are drawn to the slightest sound. Now, what does A Quiet Place Day 1 do for this series that already has a perfectly well executed layout with A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2? Well, this is a prequel. This is the events that lead up to the events of the series thus far. And it's basically a one-off. It's a day in the life in New York. This group from this outpatient facility goes into the city. We follow a terminally ill woman named Sam, played by Lupita Nyong'o, and she really is hesitant to go. The person that is in charge of this group, Ruben, played by Wolff, who encourages her to go into the city. And she says on one condition, we get pizza. So sure enough, she does the follow through. But again, the city is under attack. There are warnings for them to go back to the facility. But she is determined to go get pizza in the Bronx. And her plans are foiled when the creatures do come under attack in the city. Now, we already know these creatures with the slightest sound will trigger them. I think they're called the clickers unofficially. This is basically a film that doesn't follow the characters that we know from the first two films, but it does have Djimon Hounsou's character in here for very brief in the beginning of the film. We basically follow Sam, Lupita Nyong'o, and she meets up with this guy that comes out of the subway station. That is played by Quinn. It's Eric. He is studying to be a lawyer. He's very clingy, like Lupita Nyong'o's cat in the film, and that's where I think the film falters. When the two meet, there is decent chemistry between the two actors, but it almost feels aimless. Like we are given this person that's terminally ill, that's going to die anyways, and is looking to have her last slice of pizza in the Bronx. Literally, is what she tells Ruben. She's still gonna go, I think it's either Brooklyn or the Bronx, I'm confusing the two, for pizza. In any event, something is meaningful there for her, and she is determined to go, even when the city is under attack with these creatures. Quinn's character, he is so nervous and anxious and clings onto her like her cat. However, this cat is very smart, and unlike my cat, who's making constant noises with the bell around her neck, or she's meowing when she's hungry, purring. I know cats are different, but this cat is silent, stealth, and knows how to maneuver in these vastly drastic occasions. And that's what I found annoying with this film, is like this cat has like literally 9 lives. He could have drowned 2 or 3 times. They lose the cat at one point. And Quinn's character is so anxious at one point, he lets out like a groan or a shriek, or he's nervous and he's like really frustrated, and then lets out a noise, and then the clickers are at their feet. So there's moments in this film where I just felt like almost like a fool's errand. Like, what are we doing? I think I would have rather her be against a type like Djimon Hounsou. I think the film would have flourished. When I saw the trailer, the part where she's coming out from the debris of the buildings and her face is chalky white, her mouth's covered by Djimon Hounsou, and there's like a whole vast stampede of the creatures outside. I really thought that Djimon Hounsou was going to play a bigger role, and I didn't realize that we were stuck with Joseph Quinn. And I know that sounds harsh to say, but I didn't really care for Joseph Quinn in this film. I do understand that they must work together in order to get to where they're going, but the whole journey just seems like a fool's errand of why are we going here. And when we do get to the place that we need to get to, it's almost like I get the sentimentality, but what was it all for? Like, I didn't really connect to the story, which is really crazy because it doesn't have anything to do with its previous creators. There's a story by John Krasinski and Scott Beck and the other co-writer, story by credits based on the characters of this duo and John Krasinski. But we have Michael Sarnoski, whose last film, Pig, I was enamored with. I remember a couple years ago giving it 5 full-fledged 5 stars. So it's just mind-boggling that I didn't really care for this film. I thought it was decently made. I thought there were some epic and resourceful jump sequences, but I didn't feel the suspense. I didn't feel the scares, the high anxiety quite frequently like I do with the other 2 films. It's kind of meandering, and it's kind of going to a place where I get the sentimentality by the 3rd act. However, I don't really care for the characters, with the exception of Lupita Nyong'o's character, which she does a fabulous job, but that's Lupita Nyong'o. She's going to do that every time she's on screen. Joseph Quinn, the cat, I really didn't care for. Alex Wolff's, brief appearance in here as Ruben didn't really do much for me, and Djimon Hounsou again is only in the beginning and the end. And I really thought that, put together Lupita Nyong'o and Djimon Hounsou character, I get that he plays a pivotal and more crucial role in A Quiet Place Part 2, but we really could have needed him in day 1. Day 1 to me feels like a fool's errand, feels like a one-off that wasn't really effective, and it's pretty sad to say that because I was very much looking forward to the events that play out in this film, and they are meandering and decent at best. The more and more I thought about this film, the more and more I found myself being thoroughly disappointed. So with that, I give A Quiet Place Day 1 a soft 2-star review. Sad to say, one of my most anticipated films is unfortunately disappointing. But we'll see you on the next one, which I think will be an even more glowing review. But you'll have to catch the next one to know what I'm talking about. Thank you very much for choosing Man Cinema Reviews, and we'll see you on the next one.